So I go to my next door neighbor's house, and we start playing cards. And my neighbor's telling me about this time he went on this cruise ship. Him and his friends went on this cruise ship, and they were out in the middle of some ocean. I don't remember what ocean it was: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico. There was somewhere where there was all these whales jumping around, and they started taking these pictures of these whales. And one of the guys had one of the shark cages, and they went under the water in the shark cage to see the whales up close. And when I was in line in McDonald's, I got to the front, and I realized that my mind was drifting somewhere, and I didn't know where it was going. So I didn't really pay attention to the menu and what I was going to order, so I stood there waiting, and the guy behind me tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Dude, you should think of that before you get to the front." And I turned around, and there's this big, huge, valley, and it was kind of like the Grand Canyon, where it's like these really steep kind of canyon walls, and there was a trail going down. So I took the trail down to the bottom, and the bottom was this big flat area, and there were these guys down there, these guys and these girls, these little kids that looked like they lived there, and they had all of these animal skins that were being dried out over these pieces of fence that they torn apart, and were hanging the animal skins over them to make some kind of clothes. And so I walked across the river, and I noticed the river was not very deep. It was only up to my shins, but it was really cold. The water was really cold, so I started to drink the water, and it tasted really good. And finally, I decided to get the Big Mac value combo pack. And under the water, when they were looking at the whales, they realized that the whale's eyeball was bigger than the actual shark cage that they were in, and they got a really good glimpse of the eyeball, and they looked through the eyeball into the brain of the whale, and they could actually read the whale's brain waves and understand what the whale was thinking. And when they came up and told everybody up on top of the ship what the whale was thinking, they were all amazed at the depth of his different levels of understanding of human behavior, which is interesting in and of itself.